this demo, we are a marketplace where a customer can make a selection. And I'm here with my friend Andre.
Hi, I'm Andre from Altis Labs. I'm going to give you a quick overview of the demo. So in this year's demo, we'll have the fixed access network sharing, in which each virtual network operator will have an instance, a dedicated instance of a virtual disaggregated OLT. So as we can see here in the picture, each virtual network operator has an instance of VoLT with a VMCI function and a DHCP relay, and the infrastructure provider itself also has an instance of its own. So we have two use cases here. In the first use case, the ONT is set up with basic connectivity that gives access to a captive portal, and from there the user can select which virtual operator it wants. It has several options. You can select the operator and the speed that it wants. On the second use case, the operator has access to a graphical interface in this case, but also an API, and then can trigger itself the provision of the ONTs and its own customers. So it can do it as a self-care portal. All this is orchestrated by the access manager and controller that guarantees that each VNO has access to only its resources. So we'll now proceed to the live demo. Isaac?
Yeah, so we are the marketplace where the customer will make a selection. And it's hard to see from here, but this is the UI with our BSS OSS system business engine. And you can see that on this location, we have an ONT installed that will be provisioned, but there is no service yet from any ISP. So the next step is to search for the address and place an order. Okay, so now we're gonna walk over and actually place the order on the marketplace. So this is the captive portal that Andre talked about. So the customer is actually online on the internet with the service provided by the infrastructure provider, but can only reach this marketplace. It acts exactly like a captive portal when you walk into a hotel room. So we're gonna put in the address here, same address we saw on the screen. And now, since this is an open access scenario, we can see there are multiple ISPs to choose from. And of course, I want the fastest speed, the gig service, and I like this ISP Red. So I'm gonna place the order. I need to put in my customer details. Create an account, and yes, continue. Now, in this step, I could change the later activation date, but we want to show the zero-touch provisioning happening instantly. So I'm just going to continue here with today's date, and it will happen immediately. So this is just a summary page. I agree to the terms and conditions, and I have now placed the order. So we're going to walk back and see what happened on the other side. Back here with the BSS OSS, we're going to just simply refresh here and see what happened. And yeah, you can see that we now have an order here on this service location for a residential 1 gig service. It's with ISP Red, since that was the one I picked, and the residential gig service. And now in the background, provisioning instructions are sent from our BSS OSS to Andre's Altis Lab system.
At this moment, the order is being processed. As we can see, the Altis number one, the ISP Red VNO didn't have any ONT at this moment. So the moment the order is received, so we can go back to the infrastructure provider view. So the infrastructure provider view at this moment has one ONT which is managed, so it was yet in the infrastructure provider domain, and The warranty has been configured, and now it's assigned to the, in this case, VNO1, which is the ISP red. So here we can see, okay, the service order is still not completed, still taking place. Okay, and now you can see that the service order has been completed with the residential 1 gigabit service. Okay, this is the VNO portal. We also have the infrastructure provider portal where the infrastructure provider can have access to the full network resources. And we can see in this case that the view MCI function that was assigned is the ISP red, and the service is also in the ISP red domain.
And just for confirmation, we can again refresh the screen here in the BSS OSS. And probably hard to see, but you can see the green color. We now see that the service is activated also on this side.
On the second use case, we demonstrate that the VNO can do the actually provision and configuration of the ONU itself. So at the moment we are in the infrastructure provider portal. We can see that we have a second ONU, which at the moment is discovered. It's not managed. But now I'm going to switch to the VNO portal. So the VNO portal can go to the managed ONUs. This is the second VNO, doesn't have any ONU, but okay, he knows that he has an OLT with his serial number, so we can provision this serial number, select the port. Okay, just send the command to enable it. And now at this moment, if we go back to the infrastructure provider portal, we can see that the ONU has become managed. Going back again to the VNO, we are going now to configure the service intent. In this case, we have the residential 1 gigabits. So we have some parameters of the intent are customizable. We're going to apply it. And now the VNO can see the status of the order. So now the order is being applied, and we see that the service is completed. Back to the infrastructure provider, we can see that the ONU is fully in service.
Thank you guys for making this demo live, because this is really important that broadband forum activities in provider cloud will become reality. And putting funds becoming reality will be very important for operators, because this will give us the opportunity to have all advanced wholesale services, open access as called in Europe, in order that operators that are using third-party network will have a better control, a better capability. And also, if you are a fiber company with only business-to-business, that will be important to deliver to your customer a better services than the others. Thank you very much again for your effort.
Thank you.